Greetings, ladies and gentlefish, and welcome to this game in the T2 light tank. Not a tank you see all that often. This is a Tier 2 American premium light tank. I actually got this from a mission. I didn't go and buy it. You completed some missions, and eventually it rewarded you with the T2 light. And this is actually a unique little machine. As far as I'm aware, it gets a matchmaking that no other machine sees. It's a Tier 2 tank, but for some reason it can see up to Tier 4 games. Now, I'm not speaking from experience. I haven't played this tank all that much, and I've never actually seen a Tier 4 game. But as far as I'm aware, it can get into them. But this is a Tier 2 game, and we are here on Province. Now, this was not the first, I don't think, but one of the first games I played in it. Possibly the second or third game or something. Now this thing is fast, as you just saw, and it has an autocannon gun, so it really wants to be at close range to use that gun effectively. So I've rushed over to this side of the map, right under the enemy's gun line, and we're going to see what we can do. Now, because I believe this thing gets into Tier 4 games, the equipment I use on it, and it's Tier 2, so you're kind of limited on the equipment you can use. But I use, first, Cruiser 3, target number 1, I have an autocannon. Cruiser 3 is dead. So yeah, I use what do I use? I used improved vents, because you can use it on Tier 2 tanks. I use coated optics, and I use binocular telescopes for maximum view range, because if you're in a Tier 4 game, you're a scout. So we took out that medium as well. This cruiser's being a right nuisance, and I just took a shot from a Chi-Ni Tier 2 Japanese medium tank. So I'm trying to be a little bit cautious here. The Otsu appears to be in a good position. I don't think our tanks can really get any effective shots on him, but I managed to polish him off, and I decide to reload my clip. Doesn't take too long to reload, but long enough that you do have to give it a little bit of thought, and that Chi-Ni is taking a lot of pain so far. Now we're 3-0 up, and I'm the only one to have any kills on either side. So from my perspective, it's going alright at the moment, and I light those guys up. Now the H-35 I have absolutely no interest in taking on. He has got awesome armour, but I will happily take on the Chi-Ni, and we kill him. And if I didn't have it already, that means that I've got him killed for the purpose of, the award for killing all the Japanese tanks. I know I was missing a low-tier Japanese tank or two, so I'm not sure if that helped or not. Anyway, a whole bunch of fire goes in that direction. The guy still appears to be alive, and this T-18 is trading shots with a H-35, the Hotchkiss tank. And I know who should get the better of that engagement. The Hotchkiss needs to aim, the T-18 really doesn't. Especially with the howitzer, he'll just, chip away at the Hotchkiss. So we're winning 6-1, I'm on 4 kills, and I'm trying to be a little bit circumspect about this. I don't want to just rush headlong into things, because that means I am likely to die. 6-2, but conversely I want to rack up. Ooh, he gets shut down. Conversely, I want to rack up some experience before the game ends, so I put some shots into that Panzer II, although most of them are ineffective. I mean, it's a not point blank range shot with an autocannon. There's only so much you can expect from that, and I mean, this is a 20mm gun, but even so. And you can see that it carries plenty of ammunition. I don't carry APCR on this because it feels like a bit of a waste. And I'm trying to see if I can get shots on this T1, and although the T1's armour is garbage and he's tracked, these are long-range shots. And I don't think a single one of them actually does any damage. I'm not even sure if any of them hit. And of course, we have a guy on our team who has shot one of his own teammates. And I don't remember any of our team being in the cap circle, and so the fact that he shot one of our teammates and gone blue means that he probably does this persistently. Now, I've heard some interesting comments from people when they start off this game. One guy, for example, he didn't realise the different colours meant different teams. He assumed it was basically, Allies versus Axis. So he basically shot at, nice damage on that Panzerjäger one. He basically, in his American tank, shot at all the German tanks he saw. And of course the first ones he saw were on his own team. So I don't really want to blame that guy too much. This is only a Tier 2 game, and this is where I make a mistake. I'm driving forwards, and oh god, there's the Panzerjäger. I have some desperate shots at him, but I get taken out. Ah well. them's the breaks. And it was one of those situations where I didn't want the rest of the game to just pass me by. I wanted to rack up some more damage, some more experience, some more spotting damage, and so on and so forth. And I really wish our team would just move up and win. You are 5 tanks ahead. I am not saying just drive moronically into the enemy guns, but you know. Okay, this guy in the Panzer II. Now, he probably hasn't played the game very much, so I am not trying to be mean to him. But an autocannon is not a good gun for sniping with, for providing supporting fire with. As you can see here, these shots are just generally ineffective. You want to be at close range in order to make it work. That T1 manages to polish off the Panzerjäger though, which is nice. So the enemy just has a T1 left. You know, you want to be at close range so that you don't have to worry about such things. I mean, you saw how effective my autocannon fire was at longer ranges. But people, I assume, haven't really learnt that yet, especially because, you know, that Panzer II looked like he was pretty much stock. So he may not really have experience of these things yet, so I'm not trying to be too mean to him. Now this M2 Light manages to track himself in front of a T1. He's got side armour straight onto the T1. And is he auto-aiming? Or he's just inexperienced and a bad shot? This T1 driver looks like he knows what he's doing. And so I think this guy, I'm not going to say he's a professional seal clubber per se, but I think this guy might like his T1 and have a respectable number of games played in it. And okay, in the chat, I was being a little bit unkind, shall we say, to this this light tank driver, this M2 driver. So sorry if you're watching. I shouldn't have been, you know, mean or anything. But I was slightly concerned at this point that despite the fact he's on low health, this T1 was just going to clean up. Especially if he is a guy who drives his T1 because he likes it. Now I do not know why a T18 is just sitting up here. T18 has awesome armour. He could just roll down that hill, be almost impervious and take the guy out, but the Cruiser 3 in the end finishes the game off. Thank goodness for that, and that was it. And I ended up getting top XP on my team and a first class mastery for that. Not quite enough for an ace tanker, unfortunately, but I will settle for first class mastery. So I hope you guys enjoyed that game. If you did, please feel free to catch some of my other videos and or subscribe to my channel, and I wish you happy hunting on that battlefield. Ciao ciao.